Good morning, students. In last class, we have discussed regarding the male sex organ, and today we will discuss regarding female sex organ. One second, please. I'm off the fan. Yes. So now I think voice is clear now. As we knows that testis is the male sex organ and ovary is the female sex organ. It develops before or within a 7 month of the fetus, and then at the same time, oogenesis starts. Right? So, in the human male, the spermatogenesis starts at puberty, but in human female, oogenesis starts at embryonal condition. Right? How it is? So I'm telling you, as suppose this is the uterus, right? This is the ovary. Okay? This is ovary. This is the structure of uterus. These are the infundibulum, fimbriae, this like of structures. And the ligament by which this ovary attached with uterus is known as meso. Well, what does this mesovarium contains? Actually, this is just like this. This is the mesovarium, and here is the ovary. So, it has three things. Number one, it has the blood vessels for transport of the different materials. It has the neuron cells, right? So that masses can be sent there, and the muscular tissue which helps in attachment, right? So this is the ovary. Now, how the oogenesis occurs? If we are seeing this structure, this ovary is lined by the ovum mother cells. Ovum mother cells, or ooblast cells. They are approximately 1 lakhs to 2 lakhs. Okay. So this is the overview of ovary. If we are making a transverse section of ovary, we are getting such type of structure. First of all, I will tell you regarding the oogenesis, and then after the transverse section of the ovary. So how the oogenesis occurs? This is the ovum mother cell or ooblast cells, what we have seen here, right? So what happens here? First of all, this ovum mother cell mitotically divide. You remember mitotic division? Here, the chromosome number will not change. In meiotic division, chromosome number becomes just a half of the parent cell. So, first of all, we need to proliferate or multiply the cells. That's why here we need mitotic cell division. This is first mitotic division makes two cell, and then second mitotic division here it makes again two minutes from 1 to 4 6 like this. Now It is the oogonia. Okay, and this is known as multiplication phase, and it is controlled by the FSH. As we know that anterior pituitary govern or control the physiology of sex organs. So here the follicle stimulating hormones in both cases, either in spermatogenesis or in oogenesis. This multiplication phase controlled by the follicle stimulating hormones, and thus so many oogonia are formed. This event, up to that point, this event occurs during the embryonal condition. Embryonal stage. Okay? Further, what happens? These oogonia clustered and make a structure that is termed as follicle. This is follicle. Okay? So, in this follicular forms, the oogonia are embedded inside the ovary. Now, what happens? The postulation occurs, baby girl take the birth, it attained the puberty, and at the puberty, after each menstrual cycles, the human female ovary releases one follicle in each menstruation. One follicle in each menstruation. This the mature follicle is termed as Graafian follicle. Okay, this mature follicle is termed as the Graafian follicle. What happens here? In this Graafian follicles, only one become active and the rest become degenerate. Okay, and they nourish this oogonia. So now here we get oogonia, it feed and enlarge. So this is the growth phase. This is growth phase. Okay. Now what happens? So here mitotic division occurs, oogonia forms and remains segmented or remain embedded in the form of follicles. Now this Graafian follicles, it is now known as the primary oocyte. Okay, so this gonia when become enlarged, termed as primary oocyte. Here need the meiotic cell division, means this is the 2n number and it is also 2n number. Now the number of chromosomes become half after this primary oocyte. So what happens? First, meiotic division, okay, and then second meiotic division, okay. This is the second meiotic division, right? And this is the secondary oocyte or zygote. So we should understand now from here. This is the growth phase, and now this is the Maturation phase means the oogonia formed here, they will mature here and again divide meiotically. Now what happens? The primary oocyte, this primary oocyte divides meiotically, make one oocyte and one, that is the polar body. This is polar. I'm making here, right? Polar body. Okay, so one oocyte and one polar body. Then the next meiotic division, it again makes one oocyte and one polar body, and this polar body divides, make one and two polar bodies. What is oocyte and polar body? What is the difference between it? Actually, we know that chromosomes are present in two forms, active forms and inactive forms. Active form is termed as euchromatin and inactive form is termed as heterochromatin. Okay, again, heterochromatin are of two types, permanent heterochromatin and facultative heterochromatin. In facultative heterochromatin, the chromosomes get active during the cell division and after the cell division it remains inactive. So here what happens, this oocyte, they have the facultative heterochromatin, means inactive heterochromatin. But when the cell division occurs, this polar body become active, divides, make two polar bodies, which again has facultative heterochromatin. So overall here are one, two, three polar bodies and one oocyte. What happens during the second meiotic division? This oocyte move out from the ovary. This ovary become ruptures and it will be move out and the fallopian tube. As I make the diagram there, right here. This is the uterus. This is fallopian tube, right? So this ovum is released. It then here, there, and this is the vaginal path. Suppose a sperm is released here, this sperm come here, and they may get fertilized. So actually, the second meiotic division not completed. Before the completion of second division, a sperm get attached with secondary oocyte. Okay, and then so we are getting directly the zygote. We are not able to see the secondary oocyte because before the completion of second meiotic division, it will be attached with the sperm and the fusion of nucleus occurs at the same time meiotic complete and at the same time fusion of nucleus occurs. So directly we are seeing the zygote, not secondary oocyte. So this is the oogenesis, as we are seeing the removal of the oocyte from ovary to fallopian tube. This is governed by luteinizing hormone, that is the LH hormone. As we are seeing, this is governed by the follicle stimulating hormones, and since their luteinizing hormones start working, what happens further? When we are seeing the maturation of ovum inside the ovary. here. Now we are going to discuss regarding the TS of ovary. This is the ovum mother cell. Okay? What happens? This ovum mother cell makes ovonia. This is termed as follicle. This is follicle, and next it makes the develop and make Vivian follicle. What happens after that? All of the ovonia degenerates, make a single ovonia which is covered by so many layers, as we are seeing here. This is the primary oocyte. Okay, and just above this primary oocyte, here a porous layer which is termed as zona pellucida, and then after immediate after the zona pellucida, here a thin covering that is termed as corona radiata. Okay, and above the corona radiata, here is another covering that is viscous polyurus, and then above the viscous polyurus, it is the membrana granulosa. Okay, these are that much of the layers are present in a oocyte, but we should know the exact figures, how we remember it. So generally we are writing here that pizza poly. Is it visible? No? Okay. Right? So, pizza poly diagram. This primary oocyte, zona pellucida, corona radiata, viscous polyurus, primary oocyte, zona pellucida, corona radiata, viscous polyurus, and membrana granulosa. So we can remember easily the exact sequence of the layers from inner to outer side. Now, what about this membrana granulosa? Actually, there are some stoppers which attach the membrana granulosa to viscous polyurus. right? They are termed as germ germ, and this cavity is termed as antrum, and the fluid filled in this cavity is termed as the fluid inside the cavity is termed as inguinal fluid, right? So this is the mature and developed primary oocyte. This Graphian follicles becomes secretory, and it secretes the first hormone, that is estrogen, right? It means during the primary stage, estrogen hormone is most active. What happens to the next? You remember this sequence? I will not write it again and again. Just I will tell you in details. So when this is the first meiotic division, as I written in the oogenesis, it means the this is secondary oocyte. Okay, means primary oocyte convert into the secondary oocyte, but the remains they are same as Zona pellicida, corona radiata, discus colligerus, membrana granulosa. Okay, they become remain same. This is the secondary oocyte, and this secondary oocyte at that time the ovary wall is ruptured, and this secondary oocyte move outside the same, right? This is the secondary oocyte. What happens here? But when the secondary oocyte move outside, some parts remains here as a thin part of the discus colligerus and membrana granulosa. This is some part of discus colligerus, and this is membrana granulosa. They remains here, and now here this is secondary oocyte, zona pellucida, corona radiata, and some part of discus colligerus. Clear? What happens? So this process is termed as ovulation. The removal of the ovum from ovary to outside the interstitial fluid is termed as ovulation, and the main enzyme act in this part is luteinizing hormone. This was controlled by FSH. Okay, and here the ovulation is governed by luteinizing hormone. What happens to next? This oocyte will move to the infundibulum of the uterus, and again some part of corona radiata and discus polyurus. They again set off, and then they become the lutein cells. That is, lutein means secretory cell. So this is the luteal phase. I will tell you further in the menstruation cycles. This is the lutein cell. It enters again into the ovary, and this they both will make a white scare. That is the corpus luteum. It is yellow color structure. Okay, suppose the sperm attached with it in the fallopian tube, then what happens? Fertilization occurs. Then this corpus luteum remains active during whole pregnancy, and this corpus luteum releases or secretes an hormone, that is the progesterone. During follicle development, estrogen is most active. After the fertilization, corpus luteum presents, the progesterone is most active. Here, the pregnancy kit, actually they check whether the progesterone is present here or not. If progesterone is there, means pregnancy is confirmed. If the progesterone is not secreted, it means pregnancy is failures. So by this, we can know the pregnancy. The next thing, if the fertilization not occurs, then what happens? It becomes a zinc white scare, and that is termed as corpus albicans. Corpus albicans, right? So if fertilization takes place, it makes the corpus luteum, and the fertilization takes place, so it remains active during the whole pregnancy. And if the fertilization not occurs, then this corpus luteum shrinks and make a white scale structure, that is termed as the corpus albicans. Now, what happens further in fertilization? So, you get it? Okay? As I make here, this is the fundibulum, and this is the vaginal part. What happens here? This is the ovary. Ovulation occurs, it comes here, and fertilization takes place. We have reached up to that point. Then after, what happens? This uterus has three membranes. This is perinetrium, this is myometrium, and this one is endometrium. Okay, implantation occurs at the wall of endometrium. So if fertilization takes place, so endometrium should be ready for the implantation. For this purpose, this endometrium start proliferation, the cells are breakdowns, right? And bleeding starts, which is oozed from the vaginal parts. This is the menstrual cycle, right? All of us knows that this menstrual cycle is of about 28 days cycle. This is right. This 1 to 4 days. This is the bleeding phase. Okay, this is the bleeding phase. The endometrium ruptures, bleeding starts. Actually, this vaginal path is too short. That's why the blood oozes out from the vaginal aperture and see as the blood clots, which is termed as the bleeding, right? In some primates, such as cows, buffalo, the vaginal path is so long, so blood is absorbed within the vaginal membrane, it will not ooze out. And this type cycle is termed as viscous cycle. Once again, what is the difference between the menstrual cycle and viscous cycle? When the endometrium ruptures, blood oozes out, and in like a human egg, like monkeys, human, they have a short vaginal root, so blood oozes out from the vaginal aperture. Thus, blood is visible, and it is known as the menstrual cycle. In non-primates or like cows, buffaloes, and other animals, they have a long vaginal part, so blood absorbed within these portions and it will not ooze out from the body, and this is termed as estrous cycle. Some organisms have one cycle in a year. They are termed as monoestrous, such as dog. Some organism has more than one cycle in a year. They are termed as polyestrous, such as human, cows, buffaloes, goat, monkeys. They are comes under the polyestrous. So now this is the bleeding phase. Then what happens? This is preparatory phase from 14 to 4 to 14. This is preparatory phase. Okay, endometrium prepare itself for implantation. During this 14 day, ovulation occurs. Okay, during this 14 day, ovulation occurs, and after this 14 day, this is luteal phase, as I told in uh, TS of ovary, that the lutein cell is formed at the 14 days and the secretion of progesterone starts. So this is the luteal phase. It completes at less than 25, 26 days, approximately 28 days. Then after the 28 days, if fertilization does not occurs, again next bleeding phase starts. This is the menstrual cycle. Okay? Some points we have to know in that part. sperm and ovum, they both can be live up to 72 hours. You remember, sperm and egg, they both can be live up to 72 hours. 14-day is the ovulation, means egg is released. So 14 days, 72 hours means 3 days. Okay? So before 14 days, if population occurs at 10th day, right? 10th, 11th, 12th, if it is safe, and if after the 10th days it is hazardous because egg may release and sperm or their fertilization occurs. Suppose ovulation occurs at 14 days, 14th days, then 3 days egg can remain here, means 15, 16 and 17. So 15, 16 and 17 egg will remain here, and if fertilization occurs, population occurs within these days, fertilization, possibility of the fertilization becomes strong. So the day of 10 to 17, this is the day of fertilization, means if population occurs within these days, fertilization occurs, and if before 10 days or after 17 days, the chance of fertilization will not be there. This is for the fertilization. I will tell you it again in the reproductive health. If we don't need the child, then avoid these days. We should not cooperate within 17 to 10 to 17 days. Avoid. This is known as the abstinence period. So I will tell you in later. This is the menstrual cycle, bleeding phase, then reproductive phase, then ovulation, then luteal phase. If fertilization will not occur, again the next cycle will starts. Some points regarding the mammary glands. Mammary glands. It is a fundamental characteristic of the mammals. They have the mammary glands, secrete the males for their young ones. They are made up of the glandular tissue, and variable amount of fat. So mammary glands, they have two mammary glands, right, breast and left. So and they are made up of the glandular tissue and variable number of the fats. These glandular tissue divides into 15 to 20, 15 to 20 mammary lobes. Okay, glandular tissue divides in 15 to 20 mammary lobes, and again these mammary lobes divides into alveoli, several alveoli, and these alveoli are secretory in nature. Okay, they will secrete the milk. Further, what happens? These milks are collected by the different tubules, and that are termed as mammary tubules. mammary tubules, and these mammary tubules open into mammary duct, and from mammary duct to mammary ampulla, and from mammary ampulla to lactiferous duct, lactiferous duct, and from lactiferous duct to ooze out from outside the bodies. So this glandular tissue, they divide into mammary lobes into the alveoli. These alveoli, secretory in nature, they secrete the males by different alveoli. All the alveoli secretion milk are collected in the mammary tubules, which tubules further opens into the mammary duct, and from mammary duct to mammary ampulla, and from mammary ampulla to lactiferous duct. Then the milk is secreted out from the body. The milk secretion occurs due to two reasons. Number one, hormonal reflex, that is the oxytocin hormone, and the next one is suckling reflex. When the baby sucks the milks, by its reflection, the milks ooze out from the mothers and the baby feeds upon it. So, till that we are studying regarding the female sex organ. In next class, we will discuss regarding the reproductive health. Thank you. Have a nice day.